were not meant to be the Dragon Warrior. That was not my fault.
Not your fault? Who filled my head with dreams? Ha! Who drove me to train until my bones cracked? Who denied me my destiny?
In this video, let's explore the really sad story of what happened between Shifu and Tai Lung. Before Tai Lung came along, Shifu was actually a pretty lonely person who didn't have much going on in his personal life. That all changed late one night when he went to the door of the Jade Palace and found a tiny baby leopard cub that had been left there all by himself. Someone had just abandoned him, and Shifu felt so much compassion for the helpless cub that he decided to take him in. He didn't just treat him like a student, he wanted to raise him like he was his own son and gave him the name Tai Lung. As Tai Lung grew up, Shifu started to notice that the boy was incredibly talented at martial arts, even from a very young age. Because he saw so much potential, Shifu dedicated his life to training Tai Lung. He was a very proud father figure because Tai Lung was a natural learner who got better and stronger every single day. Eventually, Shifu became convinced that Tai Lung was destined to become the legendary Dragon Warrior. He didn't keep this to himself either. He told Tai Lung constantly that the title would be his one day, essentially filling the boy's head with this one specific goal from the time he was a small child. This was Tai Lung's main motivation, making Shifu proud, keep pushing his body to the limit, and it worked because he turned into an amazing fighter. However, things took a bad turn because of Shifu's own teacher Master Oogway. While Shifu only saw the talent in the son he loved, Oogway was able to see that Tai Lung was developing a lot of darkness and pride in his heart. When the big day finally arrived for Oogway to choose the Dragon Warrior, he refused to give the title to Tai Lung. Even though Shifu had promised this to Tai Lung for years, he stayed quiet and didn't stand up for him because he felt he had to obey his own master's decision. To Tai Lung, this felt like the ultimate betrayal. After spending his whole life being told he was special and being pushed to his breaking point for this one moment, seeing his father figure just stand there and do nothing while his dreams were crushed, changed him forever. That silence from Shifu was the exact moment when Tai Lung turned into a villain. When Tai Lung realized he wasn't going to get the Dragon Scroll the fair way, he decided he was just gonna take it by force. He went on a complete rampage and started causing all kinds of chaos and terror throughout the village. By doing this, he actually ended up proving that Master Oogway was right about him all along. His violent reaction showed everyone that he really did have a lot of darkness in his heart and that he wasn't meant to be the Dragon Warrior because he was willing to hurt innocent people just to get what he wanted. He eventually made his way to the palace to steal the scroll, and Shifu tried to step in and stop him. But the problem was that he still looked at him and saw the little boy he had raised as his own son. Because he loved him so much, Shifu just couldn't bring himself to actually fight him or use his full strength against him. Tai Lung didn't care about those feelings at all. He was so blinded by his own anger and his desire for power that he was perfectly fine with hurting the person who had raised him. Just when he was about to steal the scroll, Master Oogway stepped in. He was able to stop him pretty easily by using a special technique that knocked him out and ended the fight immediately. Shifu just had to stand there and watch as the person he loved most in the world was arrested and taken away in chains. Because Tai Lung had become so powerful and so dangerous, they couldn't just put him in a normal jail. They ended up putting him in a massive high-security prison specifically made for criminals like him. They also hired 1,000 guards to watch him at all times to make sure he could never break out.
One way in, one way out. 1,000 guards and one prisoner.
Yes, except that prisoner is Tai Lung.
Tai Lung stayed locked away in that prison for 20 years. During all that time, Shifu was left completely heartbroken. He had lost his son and his best student all at once, but he also had to live with the heavy realization that he had played a part in what happened. He couldn't ignore the fact that Tai Lung had turned into a bad person, and he had to deal with the guilt of knowing that his own pride and the way he raised the boy had helped lead to all that destruction. After being locked away for 2 decades, Tai Lung finally found a way to break out of his prison. The way he escaped showed just how much of a threat he actually was, because even with 1,000 guards standing in his way, he managed to get past every single one of them like they were nothing. He was so much stronger and faster than everyone expected. On his way back to the palace, he even ran into the Furious Five and fought all of them at once. He ended up completely embarrassing them because despite all their training, they weren't even close to being on his level.
Shifu taught you well. But he didn't teach you everything.
Eventually, he made it back to where everything started, and he had a massive final confrontation with Shifu. This wasn't just a regular martial arts match, it was a really painful fight between a father and his son. During the battle, Tai Lung was screaming at Shifu and letting out 20 years of built-up anger.
I rotted in jail for 20 years because of your weakness.
Obeying your master is not weakness.
He blamed him for everything, saying that Shifu was the one who filled his head with all those big dreams and promises that never came true. He felt like his whole life was ruined because of the expectations he put on him. Shifu, for his part, didn't really try to make excuses. He actually apologized and admitted that he was at fault. He told Tai Lung that he had always been so incredibly proud of him, but that his pride had made him blind to the darkness that was growing. He admitted he should have seen the truth, but he loved Tai Lung too much to see his flaws.
I loved you too much to see what you were becoming. What I was turning you into. I'm sorry.
Despite his apology, Tai Lung didn't want to hear it. He was so obsessed with the dragon scroll that he almost killed Shifu just to get his hands on it. He thought that the scroll was going to give him some kind of ultimate power that would make everything worth it. In the end, he had to fight Po, and that's when he finally got to open the scroll he had waited his whole life for. But when he looked at it, he was shocked to see that it was just a shiny blank piece of gold paper. All he could see was his own reflection. Po was able to understand that the scroll meant the power was already inside him, but Tai Lung didn't get it at all. He just thought it was a trick or that it was broken. This really showed one last time why Oogway didn't choose him. Tai Lung only cared about getting more power, while the real dragon warrior was supposed to understand that there is no secret ingredient. After Po defeated him using the Wuxi fingerhold, Tai Lung was sent away to the spirit realm. That is basically the end of the long and sad story between Shifu and the son he tried to turn into a legend.